Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Right before we get ready to come on, hey man, gotta go run an errand. Can I get on?
Right,
Then you go run your errand.
first.
I'll be right back. Hey, I need to start. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Clark.
Who you with?
Hey man, I'm trying to get with the right team.
I know that's right.
Good morning, Debo. Good morning, Jermaine,
Yabba
Michelle, everybody, Lottie Dottie, everybody. So good morning, good morning, good morning.
It's kind of warm
It's getting hot in here. Take my
Yeah.
clothes. I want to take my clothes off. So good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I did. It was fairly peaceful this weekend. Was eat before I tell you, man. Well, you know, my wife loves me, but I, we had the brunch, and so we had leftover grits. So Saturday, man, I had some grits and I had eggs and some smoked sausages.
Both sausages.
So yesterday, Rhonda coming in, we doing our Sunday afternoon snack, So still eating ham. And so I made me a ham sandwich. Rhonda said, "Where's the grits?" I said, "Oh, well, we had left them out, so I threw them out." Oh man, she got boy. The dude she married. Let me, man. I can tell you, man. That's when my ears are pointed. People, they've been calling me Satan since I was little, right? So, wow, I think we just got married, and we were living on 46th Street. And so, like a lot of us, Rondo, I'm on a diet. I'm going to eat right. I'm on a diet. I want to eat right. And so it was Saturday morning. And so she got up. I don't know if I had one, but Rhonda put together like one of the greatest ever chili dogs ever of all time, dude. Man, that chili dog looked so good. And she had a little Coke, and I think she had some chips. Here comes Satan. So
Let me get a piece.
I waited till she got right in front of, got everything set up. She got the presentation because, my wife is always about presentation. She got ready to go, right? Here comes Satan. I thought she was on a diet.
Trying to make her feel bad so she can give it to you.
She go blank you. Wait a minute. And then this is how Satan was successful. She threw it away.
What?
Played on her mind. You made her feel bad.
And then looking like Reagan. Just laugh. Look at Satan. So, yeah, the dude she married, man. So it was just like, and I had set her up, man. I was waiting. Man. Just waiting off in the kitchen. And she at the dining room table. Here I come. Here comes Satan, boy.
So you know what? Speaking of chili dogs, now, is it still considered a chili dog if you use?
There you go.
No, seriously. if you use a Polish and Melwich, is it still considered a chili
That's a
dog?
ghetto chili dog.
Say it's chili, all right. It's nice and cold.
That's a fireweed chili dog. That's munchies.
That's right. That's a munchy dog.
I don't care what it looks like, a munchy dog. That's 2:30 in the morning. Just got in from the club.
You put something together.
Put something together.
Wait, so you mean to tell me that if I got a Polish and has some Melwich,
That's a munchy
and put
dog.
the Melwich with the Polish, that wouldn't be considered a chili
That's a
dog?
munchy dog.
That's a munchy, a munchy
I
dog.
don't even know how you just a munchy dog, dude.
He said it's a munchy dog.
Hey, Clark, no, he high. I'm gonna add some cottage cheese.
Wait, cottage cheese,
Yeah,
some Kool-Aid.
Bro, you make some Kool-Aid. Oh man, that's 2:30 in the morning.
Dog, that is hilarious. That is funny, man. I do say that's a munchie dog.
And you know,
Oh, man.
when I smoke weed, I did put together some interesting munchy meals, boy. Because it be just like you make. Do y'all watch the cooking shows
Sometimes
where they tell you here's what we have? You know, they'll give you all these like different types of ingredients, foods, and then you're supposed to prepare a meal.
Oh,
Yeah, and so people go in. Yeah, so you might have an avocado, salmon.
Yeah, might have some candy with it.
Right,
Yeah,
and then you have to figure. And man, some of these cooks, dude, they're able to take this stuff and like, I'm like, ooh, I didn't see how you did that. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, a lot of people watch those cook-offs. Those.
Yeah, my wife watches it every
Do
day.
you watch them?
My wife watches it every day.
Yeah, I mean,
I
there's
go in the
people-
house right. If I leave, go home right now, it's a cooking show.
cooking show. Wow.
I'm gonna tell you, you know what really got me into trying different things, and I'm gonna tell you, I have more successes, but I do have fails, and that's the thing about cooking. Cooking is the science where a lot of times it's just experimenting, right? Let me try this, and then you go in. Sometimes I'll go and I'll Google dinner ideas, and they'll come up with a 4-ingredient. What did I just do? Is 4 ingredients? Oh, hash browns, 4-ingredient hash browns, right? So being able to put those things together, a lot of times, you know, you just got, and you know, it's what our parents did.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, mention that because when I was working with WNOV back in the 2000, you know that WNOV shirt I wore, Keith? So they had a cooking contest, and it was black. It was a black cooking contest. We had to use black products,
Black owned
products.
Okay.
And I went. What was the lady? She used to commentate for Channel 4. She was heavy set. I can't think of her name. But she was in the contest. It was I was representing.
You're up against a big girl.
Yeah.
I was representing WNOV at the time.
You're a big girl. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was representing WNOV at the time. So we had to use black product, people season and stuff. And me wasn't paying attention. Only reason why I lost because I used seasoned salt.
Lawry's?
Yep, I used some Lawry into it, and they had asked me what ingredients did I use, and I used Sylvia, somebody else's.
Sylvia, and then Gloria. It was a Glory.
Gloria. Yeah.
What is it? Because they did the ham, the what is it? Cornbread mix.
Yeah.
Is it Glory greens? Because man, those greens were good.
Yeah, but I made a bell pepper stuffing. That's what I had did, and I didn't use like Sylvia. Nobody ended up using Larry. That's how I became in second place.
When did Lowry not become black?
Yeah, I was saying, but I thought Lowry been in the hood for some time.
It might not be black owned, but it's black used.
Oh man,
that's right. You right about that.
Lowry's grew up in the hood.
I just did chicken yesterday with Lowry.
Hey,
ain't nothing like a Lowry.
I carry something with me.
Yeah,
I
the
go.
hash browns I used Lowry's.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I bet you that's good.
Yeah, I know it might not be, like I said, it might not be black owned and operated, but I know
but it's in a black household.
It's like Jiffy. Jiffy ain't black owned and operated, but a whole lot of black folks use Jiffy. I know you're a chef, Clark, so you don't use Jiffy, do you?
Nah.
Come on, brother.
I don't.
Come on, brother.
I usually make some. If I want to make some cornbread, quick cornbread, that's what I use it for.
So what's the difference between hot water cornbread and the man, I forgot the other name of the cornbread. I heard when I was down south.
Crackling?
So wait, explain to me what the crackling is.
Crackling cornbread is where they use the crackling and you put it in the cornbread. Some people will do crackling. Some people do the jalapeno cornbread.
I never did that crackling.
Yeah, my grandmother did that. My grandmother did hot water cornbread too. I don't know if they just use hot water.
Bread.
Jiffy.
You said chili. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I guess that answered my question.
And we had did a whole about 3 years ago. We had talked about different things. I was even watching because we had grits for brunch on New Year's Day. Who put sugar on their grits?
Yeah.
And who put salt on their grits?
Man, I gotta have sugar. Now, last time I had grits, it was a while ago. I went to this restaurant, and I was like, "This was the worst" because it tastes like it was pebbles in it, and like little rocks or something. It's like gritty or.
Yeah.
They ain't cooking long.
Oh, they didn't cook it long. I didn't know, but I know that when I got to eating it, I was like, "Man, this tastes
Well, I know my
pebbles in here."
my nephew is a chef, and he caters in Florida, and he made some grits, dude.
Cheese grits.
You put your own cheese in because some people don't like cheese in their grits.
Yeah.
Man, they were slamming. So I wanted that. So he uses heavy cream instead of water.
Oh, to make it stick.
No, it just makes it richer.
It make it richer and give it more of a flavor.
Really?
Yeah.
I stopped eating grits for a long time because my mama would make them in the morning for school. It was either grits or oatmeal.
Cream of wheat was mine.
Yeah, cream of wheat was middle class.
I love cream of wheat. Man.
I had to go to my grandmother's for cream of wheat.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, going to school, I remember they used to have like these oatmeal packages that was peaches and cream and brown sugar and man, we used to smash them.
God kids lived off of that. They had, if it wasn't that instant oatmeal, because Rhonda would make oatmeal from scratch.
Oh,
if it wasn't that, it was those waffle sticks. Oh, you never had the waffle stick, dude. They love those waffle sticks, man.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, and then they put like a half a bottle of syrup on it. Oh man, life was good for them.
They got a sweet tooth.
Yeah, man, life was good. So.
Oh yeah, man. Cream, man. We used to do cream of wheat. Man, I'm gonna tell you how much I love cream of wheat. When I got older and moved out,
I put sugar in there.
I put sugar in cream of wheat. But man, I used to take cream of wheat and give me some hot dogs, cut them in half, and fry the hot dog. Eat that with cream of wheat, man.
Listen
here, Doc.
Munchies. Munchies.
Doc, that's the best meal ever.
Your mama used to cut up those hot dogs and put them in the pork and beans.
Yeah, pork and beans and wieners, pork and beans and sandwich, pork and beans and French fries.
Black card.
Bro, listen, pork and beans and wieners was the go-to meal. Doc, and it was so good, even to this day, man. Because just my childhood memories.
Ate a pork and beans, sis.
Hey, no,
I haven't. I ate a pork and what? Like those beans, are they kidney beans?
No,
they regular. They
regular pork and beans.
Yep.
No, wait a minute.
Ain't
no such thing as a pork.
Kidney beans. They
pork and
beans right now.
They
some of them, but you know what? Some of them do have kidney beans in the day.
No, but not these. Right. These are the. Nah, what?
Was it the Van Camp?
No, at the camp. That's right.
They was man, because they was in that can. I remember
Van Camp.
In that can, and Doc, mom would get 3 or 4 cans, put it in that pot, let that thing cook, put some sugar in it.
Yeah,
Navy beans.
Yeah. Navy beans. That's what pork beans are.
Yeah.
Listen, man, mom and them would put sugar in them joints, stir it up. Listen, you can have pork and beans and wieners, pork and beans and sandwich,
Great Northern
pork and beans and French fries, pork and beans sandwich, French fries and wieners.
Were you on this sandwich?
I do. I love sandwich, man. I love sandwich, man.
Because you know, my go-to is sloppy Joe.
But that's what I thought sandwich is.
It is.
So
that's my go-to.
So what makes it sandwich? Is it the sugar or is it just the brand?
The way my mother used to make sloppy joes was she would take tomato paste and ketchup, and mix it with the meat.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't afford sandwich.
Well, that was pretty much the same thing.
It's basically
the same thing.
Ground beef, ketchup. Now, I know it was one time, and I guess you could consider this a munchie meal, but I took the ground beef, seasoned it well, like it, season it as if you was eating hamburger helper.
There's another one.
Hamburger helper.
That's another one.
That's another one. But that hamburger helper ain't too bad. It is not too bad.
I love him.
Again,
man.
the guy kids loved it.
Man, drain
Oh, yeah.
all of the
they
grease
loved
out
it,
of it.
man. They love that.
Doc, drain that grease up out of it, and you can go to town, man. And man, I used to hamburger helper on bread, like hamburger helper sandwiches. It was just crazy.
My late roommate Brett Pot Parlor. When I would go to DC and stay with him and his family, his mother. Oh man, may she rest in peace. His mother would make. She could take like that Kraft macaroni and cheese in a box and taste like Big Mama's macaroni and cheese. That woman was a genius when it came to box. So something she turned me on to was tuna helper.
Oh yeah,
they don't even do it anymore, but tuna helper.
Yeah, tuna helper was good.
So sister come by and visit me, and we're gonna spend a very evening. Instead of making a dinner, I make tuna helper.
I bet you it was good.
She said, "I'm hungry." I said, "You know what we got? We got tuna helper." So you did hamburger helper.
Yeah, hamburger helper. Man, it was to the point that I was creating my own. I do hamburger helper, man, take some barbecue sauce, do it with the barbecue sauce.
Well, that's the piece. I've tinkered with. I don't know how I got on making sloppy joes. It was just one of those things. Oh man, years ago, and people would ask for them at work.
Yeah.
So I just tinkered it, and now I don't. It's Parris sloppy joes.
Oh.
It's I named my sloppy joes after my niece Parris.
Oh.
So what I do is I try not to. I've tinkered with it. I've done cheesesteak sloppy joes. Let me tell you, one of the best sloppy joes I ever had though was in Panama.
Really?
Yeah, this guy had two things I had down there. Well, first time I've ever had Colombian food. We had Colombian food, and then we went to a restaurant in Panama City because we were staying on an island, and so we went to this restaurant in Panama City. Dude, some of the best fried chicken wings I ever had in my whole life.
Really?
I mean, dude, in Panama. Seasoned, crispy, big.
Oh, yeah.
Man, those chicken wings were so good, and nobody in the joint spoke English. Right? Nobody. That's the first time I ever saw that translator app.
Oh, yeah.
And then the last night we were there, we went to this restaurant. It was right across the causeway, and it was an American guy. He did sloppy joes. It was good, but what he did on his was he put avocado. So I did it without the avocado,
really?
But it was good. It's a simple meal.
But it's great.
Man, now you were talking about that whole thing. So the kids in youth ministry at Metropolitan, they loved, I call it my sloppy barbecue chicken. Oh, they love that one, right? And then they love the sloppy joes.
Yeah.
They're doing a fundraiser. All right. You know what they did?
Sloppy Joe?
No, you know what they did with my sloppy Joe?
What? Sold it?
Yeah, they sold it. I gave it to them to sell it. They put it on nachos. Yeah.
That might work.
No.
I mean, because it's meat,
nacho
cheese, and
but nachos is the meat for nachos has its own unique taste and seasoning.
It is.
Right. And I'm just watching. I'm sitting in that I look like that Indian, that one.
They ruined the land.
They ruined my meal.
It's ruined.
They made a lot of money, but I'm just sitting up here going like,
did you taste it, kid?
No, man.
Hey, it's funny he just said that because I just saw that commercial with that, like, saw it in my head, the Indian sitting there with the tear.
Yeah, man, it was just like, oh, man. And also, dude, I'll bring it in for you guys. I think I brought him in before, but I'll bring him. Looks like that might be Children's Church Sunday. Sloppy Joe sliders.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Look like that might be, because one good thing about Children's Church is they eat good in Children's Church.
I'm coming to Children's Church.
And part of that was how I grew up, and I grew up in this prosperous congregation, and when we had to come for vacation Bible school, you know what they gave us?
Chips and what?
graham crackers and milk.
Ooh, that's my favorite.
Every day.
No, I mean,
Now let's talk about Mount Olive's Vacation Bible School.
So they get like hot meals, doesn't they? Yeah.
Dude, I carried the Christian flag. You never could get me to do anything. Man, especially they were down on 3rd Street then.
Yeah.
And let me shout out Pastor Kevin Patterson. He's assuming the pulpit minister's position there at Metropolitan. But man, I tell Kev every time I see him, like, dude, that was the best Vacation Bible School. I think I learned about Jesus, but I know I ate.
Oh, yeah, great.
I know I ate. And then you know how okay, so that first summer we did it, man. Oh man. The next summer we come around the corner, those Negroes done moved.
Where'd they go?
They weren't in walking distance anymore. I was like, man, they done moved. That was like the best. So I made up my mind that whenever we had the kids, they eat good. I mean, I just want them, because look, the eating and the fellowship is as big as the actual Bible lesson that they're gonna learn that Sunday. But yeah, man, I just believe. So let's see, I might feel ambitious. I might do it anyway for the Packer game.
Well, do it for the WNOV team.
Yeah, I have a cousin who is a vegetarian, but she will eat the sliders.
Wow.
Yeah, my cousin Natalie, she'll eat the sliders, and so I, now part of it is like the Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Oh,
where it's more word of mouth.
Oh.
And there's one sister I see all the time, and she walk up and she go, "Oh man, I'm feeling some sloppy joes." But I think my mother dropped me. I've said this to my mother, "Mom, you dropped me on my head when I was little." I have to believe that's where the brain damage. Now, anybody, and I know I have former co-workers who are listening, they can testify. I would do the sloppy joes. Yeah. I wasn't buying the bread.
Say somebody else ate the buy the bread.
And do you know that these Negroes would argue with me after I done spent X amount of dollars to make these? All you got to do is buy the bread. You should do the bread too. Like, I did the sloppy joes.
Okay, I go get it. I go get it.
Here's the other thing that they know, when we would go out, like we would send out. There was a group of folks who worked with me. We were called the Clique. And what it was we ate together.
Yeah.
We ate good together, whether it was fish fry. Yeah. I mean, we just ate good. Right. And so there were a lot of people who were hating on the Clique. Yeah. And Clique is spelled C-L-I-C-K on the Clique. Not C-L-I-Q-U-E. And so, but I would tell them, okay, I'm going out. Let's say, you remember when that, what was it? Was it the Pick and Save? What was on the corner of 20th and Walnut? It was
20th and Walnut.
Century,
and McDonald's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Century.
It was Century.
Yeah, Century.
And man, they used to fry up some chicken.
Oh.
So I go up there. I go get the chicken. I ain't buying the drinks.
Right.
I ain't carrying them back. Yeah. I go get a pizza. I'm not bringing the drink. You do that.
Yeah, somebody do something else.
Yeah, this is a cooperative kind of. And then we had another rule which I really loved. When you did potluck, put it in a pot.
Hope for some luck.
No, because there would be some people who actually cook for the potluck, and then there'd be other people who store bought. So we saying with your store bought. Put it in the pot. Okay, if it's store bought, why can't they say store bought?
Store bought.
Store bought.
Sound like you from New York or Boston or something. Man. Put it in the pot.
Put it in the pot. Don't put it. Don't leave
if I'm up all night cooking sloppy joes, and you run into the store to get chips,
with the price tag still on it,
yeah, receipt still in the bag.
It ain't gonna taste the same unless you put it in the pot.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with taste. I'm just saying equal effort. Yeah, it is.
Put it in the pot.
I know you ain't coming in here in the bag and it ain't in the pot.
Put it in the pot.
Put it in the pot.
full
It's a
of chips.
potluck, all right?
Yeah.
Put
it
it's in the
in the
pot. It's in the pot.
You want some luck? Put it in the pot.
It's in the pot.
Tell
It's in that pot.
Y'all petty. Y'all petty.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. She dropped me on my head. I was weird like that. Man.
People say she did.
She did. There's proof. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, you guys. You know, you was talking about, Keith, you were talking about hamburger helper. You know, I used to buy them in bulk. We go up to, that time it was Roundy's, and buy the bulk pack.
Yeah.
And then I go buy the hamburger. Remember those stores that would have some hamburger special? You get 10 pounds.
The meat deal.
The meat deal, yeah.
And then I go divide them up, and that'd be 10 meals. My kids hated me, man.
But it worked though. It worked.
Hey,
It was able to
I
stretch.
said, I could feed you on less than $5.
Yep. Hey,
Right.
And you're going to be full. You're going to be full off of it.
And then the other thing they hated was me doing beans. I love pinto beans.
Oh, my
Put some
daddy.
neck bones in them and
My
stuff,
daddy.
boy.
Pinto
my
beans,
kids,
cornbread.
They come in the kitchen, they go like, "Oh no,
Not the beans.
you can no."
Pinto beans again.
Dude, my daddy, I swear, I feel like this dude might have been looking in our window at our house because my daddy cooked pinto beans, cornbread, and neck bones. It
Where you
seemed
from,
like
from Arkansas?
Arkansas, from Bearden, Arkansas. Well, pops is from Bearden and mom's is from Memphis.
Okay.
But
Oh,
it is, I mean, pinto beans, cornbread, neck bones,
Yeah.
Great Northern beans.
Yeah.
But
Man,
you know
they
what?
so
I was
huge.
fortunate because my grandmother cooked a lot of beans. So when my mother got to the age, she didn't want beans.
Oh yeah.
So the only beans we ate was, I think we did pinto beans at black eyed peas.
Oh, black eyed
She
peas.
do those. And then but that was it for beans. Mama didn't, of course, pork and beans. But
so what was those white
Hey.
beans? What was they? Lima
oh,
beans?
you talking about them?
Lima beans.
No,
Lima
them,
beans are greenish though, aren't
No. These are the
wouldn't it be the
Oh,
Great
the white-
Northern?
oh,
Those
Great
are the
Northern.
Northern.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hated those beans,
Man, I hate beans, period.
pork and
Hey,
beans.
man.
are
Only
great.
bean I eat is a green bean.
Really?
My mama, and I see here I go because you know I go off on a tangent. But my mama would make me sit at the table till I ate them.
So you ate them all, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was my
But
my stepfather. My brother once thought some cottage cheese with some popcorn.
Munchies again.
My daddy put it on the
Parris.
put it on the plate, and my brother tasted it, and he gave that funny face. And my daddy said, "You ain't leaving here till you eat it."
Oh,
Man, he was there damn near a whole day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Bet he
ain't throwing
was.
away no food. Ain't throwing away no food.
But I got
No
slick.
food.
She go to mop the kitchen,
Put it underneath the table.
I just stuff the beans up under the table. I sit there long
Well,
enough.
I tell you
for
why I
them to stick.
tolerated black eyed peas because my mother let me put ketchup on them.
Oh.
Yeah, and I put
Hey,
ketchup on them.
hey, D. You know, you talked about Bearden, Arkansas. That's where our family plots are. That's where my grandmother and everybody, the McNairs, Brazils, and Scotts,
Wow.
are buried in McBearden, Arkansas.
Yeah,
So we're from Fordyce,
Yep.
and so that's what I know what you're talking about. That's where a lot of our recipes came. They brought them straight up to Milwaukee
Yep,
from
sure
Arkansas.
Beard in Fort Ice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
because a lot
no
of
rock.
it was survival eating.
Yeah.
When I look at the amount of garbage that Rhonda and I generate, that wasn't a month in my family.
Wow.
We didn't throw anything away. I mean, I'm
My-
telling you, leftover
Yeah.
mashed potatoes.
You couldn't throw nothing away back
Yeah.
then.
What you do with
Hey, my
she make them
my grandmother
Those
worked in the
potato
kitchen.
pancakes.
yeah.
And she would take my mother, I guess, and put her on a chair, and my mother had to help her cook dinner for all the folks she cooked for. So she got so good that my mother learned all them recipes, and then she came to Milwaukee first thing she got a chance to do, she opened up a restaurant on 8th and Center called Brown Jug Tavern and Restaurant.
Wow.
And so we I lived in the restaurant business for a long time. But
so were y'all over there on when Reese's Barbecue Hut was on 9th and Center?
Yep, we were 19. I think we moved when the brief freeway started.
How long were you guys over there? Okay. So y'all were over near Smith Brothers. Smith Brothers Fish was over there.
Yep.
Yeah. Where was Smith Brothers Fish at?
Right there on 8th and 8th going to west on Center.
Original Speed Queen. And we could
smell that fish every Friday. And my grandmother did fish fry every Friday. We weren't Catholic. All right.
But hey, just you made me hungry, so I'm going to go home and get me some breakfast. That's it.
Appreciate you. Hey, you're listening to Community Voice. It's Monday. The phone line's open, 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. Call, I see you. I'm going to grab you after the break. We'll be right back. Parris. All right, welcome back, caller. We thank you for your patience. Welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning.
Happy New Year to you, man.
And Happy New Year to you as well. You know, I was going to ask you, have you noticed ever since these roaches voted this administration in, I feel like it's nothing but a plague of poison. It kind of reminds me of a person with untreated AIDS, and they only have this thing to poison people, because it seems like everything they touch and create from the womb to the tomb go to sugar honey iced tea. And if I'm not mistaken, they have this caveman back alley J. Broken bottle mentality like they just gonna do something. And then what I don't understand with these airheads that should have never seen a woman's fallopian tube, they sit here and act like they just so dumb. And I was scratching my head like, what make you think you can go in somebody's house? And if I'm not mistaken, one of the sons got a $620 billion loan. I hope that's not the one whose lip is always in the check mark. Because if I'm not mistaken, that one is on dope. That $620 billion going to the dope man. Because you know his eyes is always glossy and his hairline is running to the back. And he's always sitting there with this. You know how they kind of be gritting their teeth. I just don't understand why these people who voted for it act like they so stupid. And then they pick on the people who don't have no power. But you never go against for the real one of the ocean. But y'all fall back from that. But you'll talk about the Mexicans, you'll talk about the blacks, and then all the other people who don't want to breed with you, because Arab women ain't breeding with you, because if you don't got no money, you ain't touching nothing in them thighs. The Mexican girls ain't gonna breed with you because they already got their stuff going on. But when it's right in their face, they dumber than a used condom with a bad seed of ejaculation. Don't nobody got nothing to say. And I don't understand it. And then what I don't understand, because we got a lot of cool.
Another thing.
And I'm going to end it. And what I don't understand about the coons, they keep talking about how big and bad the Republican is, but y'all not living in Republican zip codes. You're living in 532. I'm looking for you to live in 530 or an address that's 10 digits, not 4. What do you think about that?
I agree. I think that that's a great segue. It's something that Colin Powell said when they were talking about, excuse me, the invasion of Iraq. He said, this is how it works. If you break it, you own it. And so people can do something where a whole lot of, look, the one thing the Trump administration has never been accused of is intellectual heft. The people around him are not the sharpest knives in the drawer. These people are very, central, very transactional. We're going to go in and do it. Nobody has told these folks there's a reason why some of these oil companies had pulled out of Venezuela. And a lot of it had everything to do with the infrastructure and all these other pieces here. Michelle mentioned Africa. Do you know why did Trump bomb parts of Nigeria? Because Christians were being killed? Well, the numbers say that there's been more Muslims killed by Muslims than Christians. But what does Nigeria have? Oil. Oil. Follow the money. We get into the emotions of it. Follow the money. If you follow the money, because let's talk about this whole drug piece.
Yeah.
First of all, Americans are not doing cocaine. And what I mean by Americans is not doing cocaine is that some people do it, but it is not the drug of choice anymore in America. The drug of choice that people are really getting high off of is fentanyl. Fentanyl is produced in China. It goes through Mexico. So, and then for the guy to say it was about the drugs when he just pardoned the Honduran former president who was convicted in America of drug trade, it wasn't about drugs. I think that here's the piece, Al. I think that Trump really believes his own stuff, and so he gets out and he does it. You got people who they power adjacent. Oh, yes, sir, boss, we're going to run and do this. But the long-term consequences, right? We're not going to feel it right away, but there's some long-term consequences because if you're talking about going into Colombia, I don't know if you've been following this, Colombia has just put 30,000 troops on the Venezuelan border. Okay? So you can go in, you can do what you need to do, but if you break it, you got to fix it. And they have no clue what the next step is. Plus, I think it's wag the dog. I think it's a distraction because this week, there are going to be votes on the Affordable Care Act. And whether or not they're going to be able to rework that with people and those subsidies. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Venezuela. It's a distraction.
Yeah, because I think everything is a waste of time. And then my last thing I was going to share with you, I keep hearing men talk about so much stuff when it comes to people's bedroom, but doesn't it? Well, women, shouldn't they be happy that that's more women for them? Or do you really think it's the real reason that the women they want don't want them, and they probably have an empty spot in their bed, and the only thing that's in their bed is that sock with that rubber glove in it? Because I just don't understand. We got all this stuff about procreation of kids, and I'm like, well, if you wanted more kids, you should have made some. And then all the people who's talking about procreation of kids, they're dribblers. They're shooting blanks.
Well, you know what's interesting? I've said this. I know gay men who have more children than me. Okay. That whole argument about procreation and it was shut down. That was the argument that they made during biblical times when they went after people who were homosexual. Right. And so when people, we're not going to procreate, it ain't stopping nobody. You like what you like.
And I said that too, because with Jesus, think about Jesus. He's running with prostitutes. You got these nice, fine, snatched waist, perky breasts, thighs, and hips. You think he worried about two bulldaggers like playing in bushes when he's sitting up here with
all righty, Al, we got it, bro. We got it. Appreciate you.
Right. Say, man.
I hate that term. I hate bulldog. I think that's one of the most, I hate that term. I mean, it's I've heard people use, and when they use it, oh man, I hate that, but no, I think that for a lot of people, look, how does one of the issues in the 2024 election, when you go through and you start doing the deep dive on how is the trans thing an issue?
I think
they played on our fear.
I think that they played on the people's fear, because I'm sure, just like we was hearing it on the local level, a lot of people, even some of my peers, was saying, I'm not voting for a woman because she's trying to turn our kids gay.
Yeah.
So this was the conversation that was in barbershops. And I
know I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but that's okay. First of all, and let me kind of structure this sentence in such a way. First of all, there is nothing wrong with being gay. This is Keith. Now, everybody, you got your thoughts. I have mine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that I look more towards how I've come to this view. Obviously, I wasn't raised that way. If anybody was going to hell, gay people were going to hell. That's how I was raised. That's what I heard, right? So not men physically abusing their wives. We didn't talk about that. Not people who got divorced, and Jesus did talk about that. We talked about gay people. And here is what really grieves my soul. My friends who were gay, who were closeted, who could never really express their love for someone else openly. People then who developed drug habits, who were suicidal, especially when they were teenagers, when they were where they were told that they were less than, the damage that did. And then when we then deal with HIV and AIDS and how the Black church was severely impacted by AIDS, because we couldn't have a conversation in those churches about how do we stop people from dying. For a lot of people, it's condemnation. For a lot of people, that's what you get. I mean, the level of hatred that people had, and now, even though we found out that people who were sharing needles was spreading HIV, who weren't gay, right? I mean, now again, it took me a while to get to this. This wasn't, because I could tell you, man, like homophobic. Oh my God, but I began to also realize that part of for Keith was men are insecure. Men, we can be very fragile. Our masculinity is very fragile. And anything that threatens our masculinity, we have a very visceral reaction to it, right? Okay, so there's no doubt now, based on me living, that obviously I played sports with gay people. I this is gonna really sound weird. You know, I was in the same space when we took showers,
Oh no.
not knowing whether this person was gay or straight. So I'm hoping there's a guy I really admire, and I'm not gonna call his name because I want to do faith, justice, and politics, and I really like the stances that he has taken when it comes to MAGA, white Christian nationalism. But in my reading of this guy, found out that he still, and I don't know if that's changed, but his views on abortion and his views on homosexuality, there's a departure. And what I'm really struggling with now is should that be a non-starter, or, and I think this is how I'm going to resolve this, is that those two issues just come off the table. You know, but I certainly really appreciate him. And then the tradition, the religious tradition that he's in, to hear him really come out and really go after white Christian nationalists and MAGA, I really admire. I guess I can work through the other thing that is not, you know, that ain't one of those deal breakers. But I think we should be mindful sometimes that our attitudes and the words that that we use can cause real harm to people. And you know, we so deep religiously, and that's how we fall back on it, you know, like, yeah, man, because the Bible said. Okay, well, I could show you in 613 laws there that you're citing, I'm sure you're using the Deuteronomic codes, that you're not supposed to eat shellfish, but you do. And look, let's just look at the context and time of when scripture was written, and it was something Al talked about. I think one of the real issues for society was that, particularly men, if men engaged in homosexual relationships, then they're not going to procreate. It's not true, and it has not been true. And like I said, I know gay men that got more kids than me because I have no kids. Okay, so you know, I mean, that's one of those discussions. It may or may not, and I think that those are, what do they call that, the third rail in our community, where, you know, Black folks can be very progressive when it comes to certain things, but not around the issue of sexuality and sex. We tend to be more conservative, though our behavior is probably different than our public pronunciations, right? But I know that that's a real issue. I wish it would change. I think we need to work for it to change. But I know how deeply ingrained a lot of these things are, especially when it's baked into our theology. It makes it even more difficult to let go. But the same thing when it comes to the empowerment of women. When you look at churches, and I can go particularly to Black church, 70 to 80% of that population of a Black church, female. But I could tell you that maybe 95% of the leadership is male. So how do we get to that? How can, you know, we were talking, a pastor preached yesterday, and he talked about the prophetess Anna, right? And in the temple. And we, to me, a prophet is a prophet, whether it's male or female. When we say prophetess, then, though it probably is not the intention, but I think it brings it down. You're not at the same level as a prophet. If God has given you prophetic vision, it doesn't really matter what your gender is, because you've been entrusted with that prophetic vision. And, you know, let's just keep it real. You know, the people sometimes who are most opposed to females in leadership in the church are other females, because we have been so programmed to make it patriarchal that it's really about men, and that, you know, God uses men. And I'm just trying to figure, well, wow, the prophet Joel said in the last days, I'll pour out my spirit on all flesh. And so those are things that we deal with from time to time in our society, and having those discussions. Some of the most prophetic, deep, prepared clergy I've heard just happen to be female. But at the same time, females do not get, and it was something that when Jermaine was talking about why people wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris, look, there were a lot of people just couldn't see themselves voting for a woman. And they certainly couldn't see themselves voting for a black woman.
And that's so crazy to me, because I hate to say it, but the majority of the people that was saying this stuff was raised in a single parent home and was raised by their mother.
Oh, but see, but that's the thing about our masculinity piece. You know, that's why, you know, for some of us, sports is so important, because sports is one of those masculine things that we do, right? You know, and in some ways we do a disservice to our boys, where I'm more excited about him playing football than I am about him getting good grades.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now there was a rule in my house, no books, no ball. Mm-hmm. I could tell you that one of the reasons why I know Dewey Decimal, because I had to spend time at the library because I was on punishment because I wasn't academically achieving. You know, so I think that show up for, you know, the parents teachers conference like you show up for every football practice. And then we need to stop vicariously living through our kids. You know, I wasn't the greatest athlete in the world. The worst thing in the world sometimes is when your daddy's your coach, you know, because you got all kind of things going on. And but for our boys in particular, you know, I think that we really, because look, here's the real world that we're dealing with now. A lot of that physical labor is disappearing. And so how do you then compete in the labor market? It's important that you know how to read. It's important that you know how to write, that you know how to think, you know. And for a long time, you know, dudes who were, you know, if you were really like a brainiac, you got bullied. You know, if you read a book, you got bullied. That's crazy, man.
Yep.
You know, now I was fortunate when we lived on 5th Street. The number of brothers all the brothers on the block read. You know, we all went to the library. We all read books. I mean, so that wasn't anything. You didn't have to worry about getting bullied on 5th Street for reading. You know, I mean, it especially as a male. So I think we need to be able to celebrate in our boys that you have like intellectual capabilities, and we need to prepare you for that. And I think sports is, look, I love sports, man. To this day, I love sports. But then there's also the perspective of that you're not going to be able to play forever. You know, I mean, it was saying yesterday, how many guys, this might be their last Sunday playing in the NFL. That's a reality, man. It's sunset. As we said, we were arguing on Friday, but time waits on, you know, time is never lost. And you can believe in your mind you're able to do something, but your body is telling you, no, you can't. There was a play yesterday in the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game where you realize that Aaron Rodgers is 65 years old. Because they said, oh, back in the day, you know, that was a first down. He making a business decision. He wasn't going to get hit. I mean, those are the realities, man. When I quit playing basketball when I was 45, right? And I could tell you that a lot of probably should have quit at 40. But you know, your mind is telling you can still do it.
You still do it.
See, but if you keep going, you can still do it.
Not at the same level you did.
Well, I mean, you're not going to play, you know, diamond on the floor and things like that. But you can still get up down the court. You can still get in 4, 5, 6 games a week, man.
But you can't do the moves like you used to do.
Clark, you in the game. You in the game.
But are you productive?
Are you productive, right?
Right.
So here we go. Star, contributor, participant.
I fall under the star.
I know, of course you would. I'm a contributor. Good. But once you can't contribute anymore, now you're a participant.
No, yeah.
It's probably time to do the farewell tour.
Don't get me wrong. Now, you know, when I start aching, and I'm filming that the ache is coming on, then I'm smart. I'm not gonna stay out there and get embarrassed because I can't, do that sharp cut anymore.
When
'cause
I
I'm
was
feeling that
20,
pain.
I didn't ache until like 17 games later.
Yeah. But now it's like after the fourth game.
I'm aching right now. You talking about is hurting.
After the fourth game, man, it's
You see me
caught a
over here
hamstring?
Yeah, man, I pulled a hamstring listening to you talking.
hey,
man.
he's sitting there like,
You hear that
ouch,
pop?
ouch, ow,
No, that's why, I admire my wife, because early on in the relationship, I was the athlete. But later, my wife has done triathlons, she's done half marathons, and she did that post 50. Matter of fact, she did that post 60. So, now I saw the impact it had, because on a young marathoner, it has impact, right? Now, and this is going to probably kind of go to your argument, Jermaine. There is a great movie called Naiad, and it's about Diana Naiad. And if people don't know, Diana Naiad was a swimmer. And I think she started this in her 30s where she was trying to swim from Cuba to Key West,
I
right?
think I remember that.
Yeah. And she, every time she did it, she failed. Now, here's what's interesting. She was 60, 62 or something like that. She was able to do it.
And she was 62.
Yeah, she did it like, let me see how old she was when she did it.
I remember that story.
Yeah, but that is, think about all the times when she was in the greatest shape, but then things would happen like the jellyfish stings would just be so much she had to get out. But she, see how old she was, Diana Naiad. She's 76 now.
Yeah, the jellyfish.
The jellyfish.
I remember that. Yeah. I remember her. Yeah.
But that was her whole thing, being able to do it. So there's things that you can do, but as a general rule, when I get back, I'll tell you when she did it, how old she was. You listen to Community Voice. Phone lines open, 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. Take a quick break. We'll be right back.
East Parris.
Welcome back. And, I was telling you about Diana Nyad. Diana Nyad was 64. She had failed 4 times prior to that, swimming from Cuba to Key West. She was 64 when she completed it. And that says something also about human will. And there is a piece that PBS did on veterans. And I tell the story about the guy who was in officer candidacy school. Even though it's not the same as basic training, there still is certain fitness levels they have to be at. And one of us, he had to run a distance. And I don't know what that distance was within a certain amount of time. This guy talked about how he had failed maybe 3-4 times. Now he's down to, if I don't complete this, I flunk out of officer candidacy school. He said when he got to the point where he would usually quit, he said his will pushed him beyond physically where he was, and he was able to complete it. That's the power of the human will, that sometimes physically the body is going like, no. I think in the Boston Marathon, it's something called the wall. You hit that because the marathon is about 29 miles. You hit that about the 16, 17 mile mark. And it's like, wow, I can't go any further. And that's when marathoners go, now you kick in something else, you kick in another gear, and then there's things inside of you. And, metaphorically, that gets to like life. There's been some things that you thought you could not get through, right? It was, man, I just can't. And something in the human will. Now, religious people will say it was the Spirit of God that got me through that. Because I'm going to tell you, man, you can get to a point where it's like, why go on? Why go on, man? I mean, and if anybody's ever been at that point, but then the human will, because the one thing, the human will is tied into our need for survival, right? That's the human will, that we're going to do what it takes in order to survive. Everybody want to go to heaven. Don't nobody want to die. And a lot of times you find, even in your healing, a lot of times it's the will to get through this. I just got it was on Facebook, one of my classmates. As a matter of fact, the dude I beat to be student body president just had a real bad stroke. And so one of our classmates just posted that he had a stroke. And at the end of all of that, he said it's going to be a 3 to 12 month recovery. I'm 3 to 12 months. And there's going to be some days that he's not going to want to deal with the physical therapy. The pain is going to be so great. But then there's the human will, right? That will kick in and you'll get through it. I had sciatica a few years back to the point I could barely walk. I mean, that's how bad the sciatica was, right? It would take me like forever. And so the doctor said, well, you got a choice. We can try therapy, and if therapy doesn't work, then we'll do surgery. It wasn't that bad. So I can remember the first physical therapy session I went to, it literally took me 25 minutes to walk where it would only take 3 to 4 minutes. I had to go get an MRI at St. Luke's. It took me longer to get to the appointment than the MRI. That's how much pain I was in. And nobody brought me a wheelchair. I got through. So I go to therapy. First therapy session, it still takes me 20 minutes to get to the car. Come back. Oh, now it's only taking 18 minutes to get to the car. So every day I was making these incremental, what we say, development or incremental changes or healing. And that's how healing works, man. It's incremental. So when they was talking about, I didn't know that they was doing healing. They had a healing service at Watch Night. But no, it really comes down to I love African people all over the world. That's why we had doctors, y'all. And when the doctors have given up hope, but follow the and the point I'm trying to make, if I would have said after that first session, I still can't walk and not going back.
Yeah.
To ultimately now I'm almost running into therapy.
Yeah.
Now I didn't realize because incrementally, I cannot talk to incrementally, the exercises at home, the exercises with the therapist, it's like, wow. And then one day I looked up and I was singing Jonathan Nelson's I'm Healed. I am healed. I am healed. Which kind of great segue. Let me get this caller.
Let's go.
Caller, welcome to the program.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. I would just like to talk to some of the guys on the station.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, anything you want to talk to the guys about?
Yeah. No, I was just talking. I was glad you brought that up about the military. I was in the Navy for 10 years, and I was stationed in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a island over there in the harbor, off from the submarine base, because I was on a submarine base where the Navy SEALs train at.
Uh-huh.
It's a bunch of woods up there. And sometimes on the weekend, they would let them off for a little bit, and they would come over to our base because we had a real nice club. And those guys was in their early 20s, and they had started looking like old men from the training they do.
Yeah.
And a lot of them looked like they wasn't gonna make it to in their 30s. And like you said, your mind wants you to go, but your body can't.
Right. Now, you were in the Navy. I don't know if the Navy now, the Marines have what is called the Crucible.
Yeah.
And that's that hell week that you deal with when you're coming out of basic.
Yeah. And then they have to walk 9 miles.
Yeah. Because in war, war is you're in the worst conditions, man. When we sanitize, we watch a war movie and everything. That ain't how war works.
So
I'd always thought you never heard much from. I heard about the Vietnam because obviously I came to age during the Vietnam War, and so the brothers would come back and talk about the horrors that they faced.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to hear these World War II veterans, and what they did was they just buried it, because when you look at war, you're seeing things. It's like a plane crash. They had a plane crash a few years back out at Mitchell Field. And I talked to some of the first responders. It was like, man, you walk up, you're not prepared. The carnage that you see, you're just not prepared for it. But and in the war, you got to keep going, man. They shoot me, you got to keep going.
Sure do.
And then it turns now fear kicks in because it's the survival instinct, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that they do is you always dehumanize the enemy. Why do you dehumanize the enemy? Because if you're in war, I just can't give you the benefit of your humanity, because it's about survival. I got to take this hill. It's either you or me.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to say. I've been hearing about Donald Trump talking about Colombia, Cuba, but what scares me the most is Iran.
Yeah.
So those people can be dangerous over there.
Well, I think that
I don't want to wake up one day and hear about some building in New York or even here is on fire because somebody crashed into it again.
Right.
That's what scares me.
And people need to understand, whether they like it or not, whether they agree with it or not, like Bin Laden did what Bin Laden did. And see, a lot of times there's a word called hubris. Right, we really believe the hype. We really believe we're all that in a bag of chips. And then there's some realities. Ask America what happened in Vietnam, because what America never could understand, with us being the most powerful nation on the planet, was the Vietnamese people's will to be free. Yeah, I mean that and you don't, and that's why when you hear. I don't know if it was Ken Burns who did the piece on Vietnam, where they actually talked to not just American soldiers, but they talked to Vietnamese and the Viet Cong. Yeah. And then you get a different perspective on it, because they're going like, dude, this is our country, right? And we'll put up with all kind of hardships in order to defend our country. The Vietnamese, for thousands of years, have been fighting larger folks. The Vietnamese fought the Chinese. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you can go in and you can underestimate somebody's will. You know, it's like that little dude, or the quiet dude. I always like the quiet dudes. Dude, oh man, he quiet. He ain't gonna say nothing. That's the dude. You know, he got that start doing that little tear up piece, and then he get ready to wear you out.
Yeah.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Happy New Year, bro.
Hey, Happy New Year. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Hey, man, and let me do this, man. Red zone. I saw Myles Garrett get that 20s.
Yeah,
Dude.
you broke the record.
Man, you know what? It has been a tough year for Cleveland. It's been a tough year for Cleveland, but a couple of things. They have the best defensive player in football in Myles Garrett, but they might have a little gem at a quarterback there named Shadir Stanton. Now, I don't know if he's going to be great, but I can tell you that he showed signs of being good.
You give him a good offensive line, to give him time to be who he is, he's going to be a problem. And I'm glad, man, that Cleveland fired that cat, man.
Did they fire him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad that they fired him, because if you set it up right, one, Shador is going to put butts in the seats. So that's going to help the franchise. Two, with having a defensive force like Myles on the opposite side of the ball, if you can build both sides of the ball.
And they're looking pretty good in the draft.
That's what I'm saying. So if you can build both sides of the ball with a head coach that can bring it together, Cleveland is
Cleveland
coming
got a bargain.
So
because
they fired dude?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
When they do that?
They just fired him.
Today in football is Black Monday.
Yeah, today is
Yeah, they call it
Judge
Black Monday.
Day. Yeah. So what is it called?
For coaches?
Yeah, so what is it called? It starts with a P. Anyway, I holler at you Monday. And that cat.
Oh man, I wonder is a guy in Miami gonna keep his job?
Oh, you're talking about the coach?
Yeah. You know what? And maybe because he's had so much success before, but I think Dan Campbell should be gone in Detroit. But hey, that's just me.
They were saying that it's a possibility.
Because he's out-coached himself and put them in some real tough situations.
Yeah, going for it on fourth down all of the time.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, that's Dan Campbell. Yeah, well, you put your team in harm's way.
Yeah, and
so Packers play Sunday or Saturday?
Packers play Saturday. They're waiting if it's going to be Philly or Chicago.
No, Chicago.
It's Chicago.
Yeah, it's Chicago.
Okay, so that's going to be chaos in Chicago. Well, I'm only saying from a fan perspective, it's going to be chaos because you got a playoff game, you got a heated rival. Now, these two teams hate each other. I mean, hate each other. So you got a rival game on one of the biggest days of both of these teams' lives, man. That if you win, you keep moving. You lose, I holler at you to next year.
All right. Let me do and this has been an ongoing theme or subject on Community Voice. But I saw this morning there was an essay in the New York Times that said science keeps changing, so why should we trust it? Science keeps changing, so why should we trust it? As popular mistrust of expert opinions grow, we increasingly encounter the following skeptical argument about science. Historically, even well-established theories and findings have been overturned. Therefore, science can't be trusted because it will eventually change again. Talks about what Robert Kennedy has done at Health and Human Services, where because of the changing piece, there's certain things out there, they've changed the recommendations on vaccinations for children. He is a vaccine skeptic. Even though there is data out there showing the effectiveness of most vaccines. And so we're beginning to see that where now people who might have a strong opinion of something is able to go in and have impact on the health system in this country. Okay. Skeptics are right that science does not progress uniformly and steadily towards truth. One scientist believed in the four humors as the key to health, in phlogiston as the essence of fire, and in the ether as the carrier of light. Eggs were bad for you, then fine, then maybe bad again. Even Newtonian physics, once considered unshakable, was revised by Einstein. If so many widely accepted theories have been discarded, why should we trust the ones we have now? It's a sobering question, but also a misleading one. It implies that the only possible attitude towards science are naive faith and wholesale pessimism. It assumes that science is a single global entity that rises or falls all at once, when in reality, science is an array of local domains of inquiry, each with its own standard of evidence and degrees of reliability. Fortunately, there is another attitude to adopt towards science, one that you might call disciplined trust. That would serve us much better. It just happens to require some actual knowledge of science and some intellectual humility. Okay, to understand what's wrong with the skeptical argument, it helps to look closely at the kind of reasoning that it relies on. Here's an example. You heat a few samples of the element bismuth and find that they all melt at the same temperature. You conclude that all bismuth melts at this temperature. Then you heat a few wax candles and find that they melt at the same temperature. And again, you conclude that all wax melts at that temperature. The reasoning in those two cases is the same, known as inductive reasoning, but only the bismuth conclusion is trustworthy. Why? Because whether this kind of reasoning is good or bad depends on a broader context. Here's the relevant background facts that most elements like bismuth have just one common form, giving them a single characteristic melting point, whereas wax varies widely in composition from sample to sample, causing it to melt at different temperatures. One of the two forms of logic that we learned was deductive reasoning and then inductive reasoning. The example that they just gave in the article is inductive reasoning. Long story short, what the article is arguing is that each science has its own criteria for research, for the evidence that's used. And yes, people can use a flawed information, which then will give you an inaccurate result. That's why as much as you can. Then the other thing is that in a lot of what we call science is really trial and error, right? That, we tried this. Remember, I was talking earlier about how you do recipes. Well, recipes is chemistry, right? It's the most basic human chemistry we have, how we prepare our food. And that you can go in and try or do too much of this, you can throw off the recipe. Too much of that, you can throw off the recipe. Not enough of this, you can throw off the recipe. So it's what you use. So if people go like, well, yesterday that was a fact, what they say upon further review, there's more information available for you now to come to a different conclusion. That doesn't mean, and look, we can have a theoretical philosophical conversation, which I really enjoy, but here's the reality. We trust science more than we realize, right? For example, when we all leave here, we're going to jump in our cars, right? There's a science to how that car was built. There's a science to how that car is operates. That's the car. But then there's also the knowledge and the science of the driver of that car, right? So what I bring, so I can do some things where you get in the car and you start your car, but that's not just enough to say that then all cars are the same, because they're not driven the same, they're not built the same. But for the most part, we accept the safety of a car, right? How many of us get on planes? We accept the safety of the plane because plane crashes are so rare, right? Your chances of getting killed in a car accident are probably greater than your plane going down. But all it takes is one plane to go down, right? And then, oh Lord, they are just falling out the sky. No, dude, that they look, and even last year, was it January 1st, where they had the crash over the Potomac with the helicopter? Well, that could be explained. It wasn't a failure of the plane. It was human failure in terms of how they policed that airspace, right? They talked about how you had inexperienced helicopter pilots in the Army who were flying. There are all these conditions, but it wasn't that planes were falling out the sky. Now, UPS had a problem because literally that plane did kind of fall out the sky, where they had to ground many of those planes, that type of plane that they used, to make sure that they don't fall out. But for the most part, planes don't fall out the sky as one falls.
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay. Packers play at 7. So all I'm saying is that when you go in and
Wait, they on Prime?
yeah, but we'll get the game here.
Oh,
Because it's our local
'cause it's
market.
local market.
Yeah, so they have to show the game. But when you look at this, so and that kind of gets back to science has, and I get in trouble with one particular listener. Science has its own lane. Okay, science has its own lane, but science is all around us. Technology is all around us, and I understand the fear right now. There's a real fear. What's the impact of AI and how that's going to impact us? Where now you don't need as much human labor to do work. I mean, Amazon has been having robots in their fulfillment centers for a long time. That's one of the realities. One of the reasons why you had a lot of black folks move from the South to the North was that physical labor that was needed to work those fields with mechanization became less and less. You need less and less people. Trump said he was going to bring back coal, good, clean coal. There's no such thing as clean coal. All coal is dirty. But the way that they mine for coal now is they don't go into mines. It's called strip mining. You just go in and you just carve off parts of the mountain. You have one big machine and it's excavating the coal. You don't need as many people. So that's what happens with advancement of technology. It's like horses. Once we went to cars, well, horses are less and less needed for transportation, right? Yeah. And now horses is not our primary means of transportation.
Right.
But that's technology. And then how do we adapt to it as much as we can? Because we do use it. All these folks with cell phones, here, this is some of the most advanced technology we've seen in the last 50 years. When you look at what we call mobile phones, they're computers.
In our hands.
In our hands. And so I'm old enough to know when I took a computer science class, we were doing BASIC and Fortran, and you'd have to create the cards and then feed the cards to UNIVAC. Was it the UNIVAC in the Jetsons? Was it UNIVAC? Yeah. You feed it in. Yeah. And here we thought that was science fiction. Machine, right. Now look at it now.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, but ain't it crazy how they was really ahead of the times?
Yeah.
Because with the flying car, they spent it as it's a cartoon and the future.
Today's science fiction is tomorrow's reality.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody.
Come on,
I'm looking at Rhonda with her Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Anybody remember Dick Tracy?
No. Mm-hmm. Let's go to a little recently than Dick Tracy. Knight Rider.
Yep.
When he was, hey kid, talk back to you.
Yep. Self-driving cars.
The car talking to you. Yep. Self-driving cars. The car talking back. That's all AI in the vehicle. And it's crazy how that was in the 80s. And we watching this car with the light and woo, 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 woo. But now you seeing technology that these cars is able, because when I'm in the car, I could push a button and it would read off the exact text to me, what's said to me, what's in that text.
How do you start your car now?
Yeah, push start.
Push button.
Yeah.
Push button.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I think the first car, maybe the Corvair, kind of had that type of technology, but and we were just talking about cars starting now.
Yeah.
Me and Clark was laughing about the 80s because 83, 84 is like cold. Cars wasn't starting. It was cold. You had to, and anybody, y'all remember heat? HEET.
Oh yeah, they try to put,
Put in for your
Put
gas
gas
line
in.
so your gas line doesn't freeze up.
Don't freeze up.
But the only cars where the gas lines weren't freezing up was those cars that have fuel injection.
Yep, but
Now
but
every
then
car
it's
has
gas.
right. Now every car has full. You know,
Fuel injection.
you just tap the starter, right, and you step on the accelerator. So then the starter, but you don't have to, because I remember you'd be pushing down on that accelerator,
Nah.
and how many engines got flooded?
I-
Where you could smell the gas in the
Yeah,
car?
and but when that happened, then you would have to go and change out your spark plugs. 'cause
Everything.
You done flooded. You just sent all the gasoline up there. And it was just crazy, man.
What was one? Why was new cars so difficult to get during COVID? It wasn't so much that that they had shut down car production. It was we couldn't get the chips to run the computers in the car. Your car is run on a computer now.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because once
All the
that computer
cars
go
is now.
down, Doc,
I don't. We got like cruise control. It brakes. It accelerates.
I get it, but when it break down, it's costly because the
Okay.
computer that's in my vehicle, that little box, the module box that controls everything,
15,000.
dog, 1,500, like almost close to 1,800.
Oh, did you see all those cars, those electric cars that got those Teslas that got
Yeah, there was
stalled out during the flood?
Yeah,
I mean, once the battery got wet.
it's done.
Yep.
And
That's the only bad thing about the electric cars.
yeah, because the ones you got to replace the battery, a battery for that car is like in the thousands.
It's like an engine.
Yeah, like 20,000. That's like
Yeah.
20 grand. So you might as well get a whole new car. But I tell people, why would you even want to buy a car that when the sun go down, you got to pull over and wait for the morning? Why would you want a car like that?
Start when you leave the club.
Why?
Somebody was asking me. Yeah, Clark.
Hey, Keith, you know what? When you talk about the airplane, I always want to ask this question: why they can't make the airplane like the black box?
That they can find it.
Right, that black box will
And it
never
don't-
get
it don't get
destroyed, do it?
Yeah.
I think the materials, the plane would be too heavy to fly.
Okay. I just wanted to know because that black box will never
Well,
get destroyed.
Well, man,
I think the other piece of
and,
it.
and that's true. It don't never get destroyed. Fire, nothing. I mean, the plane will be on fire for
But
days.
that black box,
That black box, that black box gonna be perfect. No sun on it or nothing. Just plug it up and still work.
Yeah, that and it tells you a whole lot too.
Yeah.
It tells you.
that's science right there.
Yep. And
That's
what is that? The cockpit recorder. Did you notice in your car? Depending if it's done after a certain year, one of the ways that they reconstruct your crashes is
Yeah,
they
they
pull a
go-
computer and they'll let
Yep.
you know what the speed was when you
Yeah.
had impact.
Really?
Computer is-
yeah, doctor. You can't lie and say, man, I was going 30 miles an hour.
Really?
The
Man, they
computer
gonna look at the impact and then they gonna plug into your
car and then they'll tell
right
you what you were
underneath the
going.
dashboard. They can plug right into it and pull how fast you was going.
Well, ain't no line no more.
I mean, you could try. You ain't gonna get away with it.
You're listening to Community Voice.
You can try.
Phone lines are open 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Your host, Keith Parris.
All right, welcome back to Community Voice. And again, phone lines open, 414-444-5250. Well, you know what? I will do Sloppy Joe Saturday.
So why can't you do it Friday?
Because I can't. He making those suggestions. He was just, hey, man, you can do that on Friday.
Do it Friday because they know you
I
can
might
bring
have
some
something to
in.
do on Friday.
Then you can bring some in on Friday.
Do something on Friday.
He said, because I can't.
I know you ain't worried me about them sloppy joes.
Man, Jack.
You ever do that though, where you just keep going back, just begging your mama?
Oh, yeah.
And just,
Yeah.
and then you get to the point, and then I get real slick. Let's see. Let me send Francine in there and let her do some begging.
Yeah.
So then she go and do some begging.
Can we have some cookies? No. You send the next one in there. Mama, can we have some cookies? Then she'll figure it out. Y'all is in cahoots.
Uh-huh.
So then we all get a whooping. Try to play mama.
Oh, so y'all organized. Y'all organized.
Slick, huh?
Yeah, but we gotta deal with this little organization. And look, ain't no loyalty among Sims. I'm gonna give up Jermaine. Like, yeah, man, I didn't want to do it, but Jermaine, Jermaine keeps sending me in there. I didn't want to do it.
Like
Yeah, I'm gonna
these-
give you up in a minute, man.
These
What's that?
Egyptians you
Him
see today.
You will
downstairs.
see no more.
You see no more.
See no more.
Him
Oh, so the
downstairs.
Egyptians in there, they had a union meeting. The few times I've ever had to conspire with my Sims. Okay, all right, here's what we gonna do.
We go to
Here's what we get ready to go do. Now you got, and Gary, you better not mess it up.
don't stutter. Go in there like you know what you asking for.
She came back and said, no. What did you say to her? Because,
Yep.
you know,
They
Gary
say that all
goes
wrong.
in all timid. We can't have no cookies, can we?
Right. Mama, can we have some cookies?
If I wanted bonus, I said Francine in for bonus. Gary, we can't have no cookies, can we?
Said we can't, can we?
And my mother, you all know I love philosophy, and my mother taught me in philosophy something called the rhetorical question, the
Yeah.
rhetorical answer. And y'all heard this. Hey, mama, what? Mama, can I go outside?
Go outside if you want
And
to.
my mama said, you can if you want to.
Go out if you want to. So now you stuck between a hard place and a rock. Like, do I go?
Do I go? Can I go?
Or
I guess
should I go?
possibility I could go.
But will I return?
Yeah, and then what would I look like?
Will I return?
How many lumps do you want?
Right. 3 lumps.
But tell me, did you do have some brain damage Sims? They go.
Doc,
They go like this dude, you know, it's just like it ain't if you're gonna get a beating, it's how
win.
bad the beating's gonna be.
and win.
Right. You know, it's shoot.
So,
Don't lie to me.
yeah.
So
Doc,
why'd you go outside?
you told me to.
And then she look at you like, I
Okay.
can't believe you that blank stupid.
And then you get told off even more because she mad at you because you thought
And it's my fault because I dropped you.
slapped
they
you across
tell
the
you
head a
that,
couple
though.
times.
they tell you, yeah, that's why I dropped
It's
you.
my fault because I dropped you.
So now let me ask
So
y'all
this
this.
explains.
What's happening. So let me ask y'all this. Have your parents ever called you up, stood you in front, and did one of these numbers? Like smacked you in both of your ears?
No.
They never did none of
My
that?
No.
mother's never slapped us. She's never pinched us. She's never
I
threw
guess.
anything at us. She was very precise and targeted.
Where she was gonna hit.
Hey, I can't say that about my mama.
Said she was
And
precise
she had a
targeted.
rule. I'm not going to whoop you now because I'm mad. I'll kill you.
Yeah.
And so that's why you didn't want to mess up on Monday
Oh.
because you got a whole week.
Don't know when it's coming.
You don't know when it's coming.
Or
You know it's coming.
but you don't know when.
Don't know when.
Or they leave and go to church, and you think because you got to get up for school, you don't get into bed, and you think they're gonna forget to come tighten you up. But then when they get in and you try to play sleep, and they walk in the
No.
room and turn that light on,
I guess
you know what time it is.
I guess they didn't shout tonight.
I guess the spirit didn't move
They
tonight.
moved them tonight. Okay, because they have one thing on their mind. Oh, when I get home,
yeah, man.
I'm gonna get a piece of this, and the Holy Spirit, nothing is penetrating at this point. You know, it's just like, ooh, man, poor y'all, man, because y'all had Sunday service. Oh,
hey, let me tell y'all something. Then all the mothers at the church know what you done did.
Oh yeah, no, wait. Let me tell you something worse than that. And if my auntie is listening, good. But I remember a point in time, my mama and her sister, they'll be whooping us, but they on the phone laughing like you hear them. They or girl, I'm over here whooping such and such too, and they over here. So y'all on the phone talking about how we sound getting whooped, and y'all laughing.
This is what I hated. I'd have messed up at school. It's bad. It's really bad. My mama mad. So at this point, she ain't doing nothing because she gonna kill me.
Oh yeah. She ain't saying nothing.
I got that respect, but she ain't saying nothing. The silence is definitely right.
And that's what hurts.
And then here come, this is my grandmother. May she rest in peace. She is resting in peace. My grandmama called. Cliffy, how the kids doing in school?
You just relit the fire. I'm finna go tear him off right now. Let me call you back, mama.
I gotta go deal with an Egyptian. I gotta go deal with an Egyptian. I'll be right. I was doing pretty good. And here come my grandmother just reminded her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. And then I'm sitting over there looking like, like the Green Mile. Like this is, yeah, man, the Green Mile.
That long walk.
That long walk.
Slow walk.
That long, slow walk. My mother would always, I don't know why you always have to use the bathroom before you get a whooping.
Oh, man. You're like, I got to use the bathroom. Hurry up.
Then you go try to stay in that
They
bathroom.
always let you get that last little, you go to the bathroom.
Hey, one time, I ain't even going to lie. I was in the bathroom contemplating, should I jump out the window?
Oh.
How I get through the ceiling?
I'm going to get this caller, but that's where I'm going with this. So my grandmother just happened to be over that day. So I don't know what Gary did, but Gary said, Mom, I got to use the bathroom. Gary's in the bathroom 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We ain't hear nothing.
He was trying to flush himself down the toilet.
I opened up the door, the window wide open. The breeze hit me.
That cat jumped out.
Gary was in the breeze.
I was like, damn, that.
Gary was gone, man. He was like, I will. So I don't know where they found Gary. The sheriff's department found Gary. Brought Gary to the house. We lived on Fifth Street, so we had these stairs. There's a landing, and then there's the stairs to the porch.
Oh my God!
So the sheriff deputy comes, rings the doorbell. My mama, because that's her only child. She done just, oh Lord,
lost it.
So Gary's standing there on the landing. The deputy is talking to my mother. He's asking Gary, how come you not coming up the stairs? You live here, don't you? He go, yeah.
Shaking in his boots.
He go, yeah. I said, well, why won't you come up the stairs?
See that look.
He said, because she gonna whoop me. And my mama lost it. I'm gonna whoop you. Blankety blank. The sheriff deputy said, okay, ma'am. He's here with you.
You think you telling on me? Oh man. It's over for Gary.
You got to do it before it's child abuse. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
I told Ryder, we're not talking about football this morning.
Man, y'all still gonna lose, man.
Let me tell you why I didn't do a whole lot. Mother Murphy yesterday at church, she listens regularly. She said, how y'all talking about was basketball? And I thought, you know what? She's right. Okay, so this call is for what now?
He said this caller.
I just want to know how to prepare my response. So, first of all, you don't even play next weekend, so why are you calling? Why don't you call us when you play?
No, that's not what I asked. I said my question. I said we're not talking about football this morning.
We talked about Myles Garrett. We talked about coaches getting fired. That kid in Baltimore.
Yeah,
that kid in Baltimore saved Mike Tomlin's job for another week.
he showed did. He would have went right with Aaron.
And wait a minute, I'm like, well, there we go. Looks like the Ravens done, and that kid missed. And it was only like what 43 yards or something like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He
No,
missed it to the right.
nothing.
Oh
missed
man,
it
but
to the
that
right.
you got to be the loneliest person in Baltimore, Maryland, right now.
He slept on the couch.
Nah, man, that cat.
He just missed it. He shook. You know
Well,
what?
he was a rookie, wasn't
What we used to call that basketball self-check?
he? Oh yeah.
They didn't even ice him.
Huh?
Sure did.
They didn't even ice him.
Sure did. Well, I mean, man, they couldn't ice him. It was 2 seconds left.
They didn't have to ice him, obviously.
The clock iced him. The clock iced him.
He's a rookie, man. It's that kid last year with Detroit. He's a rookie. All he got to do is hit 2 free throws. He missed both of them.
Hey, but
Man,
pressure,
that's tough. That's
but
pressure.
pressure, do
Pressure.
bust pipe, man. Look at Anderson, Nick Anderson, from Orlando, man. That cat, 80%. This cat missed 4
in a
free
row.
throws. Yeah,
4 in a row.
pressure.
Changed the system.
Yeah.
Changed. I mean, the
Them
series.
dudes could let the Panthers in the playoffs. That's just crazy how you let
Did
these
you hear
teams
yesterday?
500.
They had negative passing yards.
Green Bay did.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. They was out there stinking up the joint.
Well, that was the
It wasn't the starters.
third.
I get it, but
Third.
still, you in the NFL, if you gonna give those people contracts, you might as well come give me, Keith, and Clark a contract.
But here's the
Stick up the
difference,
joint.
Jermaine. Me, you, and Clark are all getting paid the same money.
Well, pay me the most. I'll still stick up the joint.
Now,
You
know,
gonna stick the joint up.
Right, straight up. Stick
hey
up
man,
the
you
joint.
know what? And it wasn't that Minnesota was that good,
Right, man. I mean, we just played terrible.
right? I mean,
Well,
Minnesota.
it wasn't the starters. You got to think
Still,
about it.
you still on the
Most of
NFL,
them, that was their first time getting in.
I get it, but you still in the NFL. Like
What's
you
your
still you made the team. Out of
Yeah,
all
but-
the people,
yeah,
But you're not starting.
I'm not saying that.
You ain't seen the field since
I get
high
it.
school.
I get it. But what I'm saying is
Or college.
Okay,
Or-
yeah, 'cause high school you was real good. In college you was
Yeah.
nah, it's NFL. We ain't even heard of it.
Well, you know, I
It's
listen
over.
to the game when we leave church,
Yeah, I listen
and
to
so this dude was calling off names. I didn't even know. It was like, remember when the Bucks won the championship
they had those
and then that
replacements.
blowout game,
Yeah,
and they had some dudes on there. I didn't even know it was on the team.
yeah.
So that you don't for a game that's meaningless. Now everybody will tell you every game means something. No, it doesn't. Some games mean more than others.
Yeah,
To get a starter hurt,
yeah.
like Jacksonville took a real risk yesterday and leaving Lawrence in the game when they up like 31 points. Hey man, shut them down. And they were up. So at that point, Houston, when they saw that they were up, they took Stroud out the game. It's like, dude gonna get hurt and it don't mean anything.
Right.
No.
Yeah, that's like what you call it, Buffalo. They let him get his little one. Was it how many starting games he had? They let him start and they took him out right after that.
Oh
Yeah, and I think the other thing, there were some guys out there paying, they playing for bonuses.
Yeah, Doc, you want to get that check?
Yeah, so X number of yards. X
Some of
number-
them dudes just playing because that's gonna be the last time playing in that stadium in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's right, because they moving, ain't they?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. That was the
it's a
last
couple
game
years
for that.
away,
The
but
new
they're
one next year.
Is it finished? They're going in
Yeah,
next
well,
year.
they playing it for next year.
Yeah,
They playing it
next
for next year.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, some of these people want to see them stadiums, but I understand nobody want to play the Super Bowl outside when it's 0 degrees. Everything got to be indoors.
It's in Santa Clara this year?
Yeah, well, either way, it's going to be hot or it's going to be in
No,
the
because
dome.
then
So,
it could be kind of dicey, man, because that's right on that's California.
Well, yeah.
Midcoast.
Well, yeah. They, they have it out there because that's one of the biggest money days for the NFL is the Super Bowl.
It
So-
is the biggest.
well, yeah,
the
it's
biggest,
warm.
yeah.
Nobody wants to be wearing a big old coat to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so they want it to be warm and you have a
Well,
nice-
but then they played in. I'm trying to think. They've never played. Did they play
It must have been that long.
Played the Meadowlands.
Or
For the
matter of
Super
fact,
Bowl?
when they played Matter of fact, when they played the Super Bowl in Dallas one year, and it snowed in Dallas for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they was inside. They was inside of the dorm.
Yeah, but that's still sloppy. That's still sloppy.
No, that
Snowing
was
in the Super Bowl weekend.
that was the NBA All-Star game.
Sure was.
No.
No.
Yeah, the NBA All-Star game where they had
Sure
the snowstorm in Dallas. Yeah.
Sure was.
Yeah, I mean, you if you endorse, because they've had, it's been in Detroit.
Yeah.
I think the last time Pittsburgh won was in Detroit. So if you got a dome stadium, but I agree. I mean, that's why it's Miami. Santa
LA.
Clara is pretty nice.
New Orleans.
Phoenix.
Well, New Orleans.
So
though,
it's in New Orleans this year, right?
No, it's
The
in,
Super Bowl is.
No, it might not. It's probably in Atlanta.
Wait.
No,
It's in New Orleans
it's in Santa
because
Clara.
wait, hold on. Because I thought that Lil Wayne had an issue with Jay-Z not booking him because the Super Bowl that was in his backyard. So that's what I thought the whole issue between Lil Wayne and Jay-Z, because he was asking why he didn't.
No, I think that could that have been last year.
Was it
Last year was Kendrick Lamar, right?
Yeah.
but-
Matter of fact, it might have been
Bad
Louisiana
Bunny.
last year because
they
it was
picked Bad Bunny
last
for
year.
this
This was Bad
Louisiana.
Bunny this year.
this back? But I thought it's in.
Yeah.
So it's not in New Orleans.
No, it's not New Orleans. No, I thought it might be in
I think
Atlanta.
New Orleans
Santa Clara.
already, didn't they?
It's in Santa Clara.
Didn't they have it in New Orleans already?
No, I just did last year.
It was in New Orleans
Because I
last year.
Yeah, because that's when Kendrick
Man,
was playing, right?
Wow, man. It's going
Yeah. That's when Kendrick, because that was that big
Oh,
thing
yeah,
about
okay,
about
so-
Cash Money
Yeah.
and No Limit.
Yeah, I thought it was this
So
year.
Yeah,
probably
they're playing,
Santa Clara, then
Levi
I think
Stadium,
Atlanta,
Santa Clara.
then back to Las Vegas.
Dude, time is flying, man.
Yeah, what's Vegas gonna do with that number one pick?
Just like they do all of them.
Huh? I don't know, because
Just
there's
like they
no
do all over
real
them.
stud quarterbacks coming out. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out. They need a quarterback.
They need everything.
Vegas.
Vegas.
They may
They
be
need
looking at
everything.
Willis.
Either,
Willis.
yeah, Willis
Nah,
gonna
they ain't
get
gonna
paid.
get Willis.
No,
Yeah,
but
but
Willis
he
gonna
ain't
get a
Willis
check.
Nah, Willis gonna go to probably a better team, but that the Raiders gonna be somebody for young because they don't
Yeah.
want no another Geno. They don't want another dude who's been playing already.
Yeah,
I
but
think
you
the
don't
other
want to
piece
go
of it
young with somebody that
Yeah,
don't
you
have.
do, because you build it.
But you don't want to go
You gotta
too
have
young though.
experience.
You want to have experience in front of that building. So
Yeah,
you
but
gonna-
you
man.
so you
had
gonna draft-
Geno and then with guys that you ain't finna do it.
One of the
again.
great tragedies, I think, in football was Archie Manning when he came out of Mississippi, went to New Orleans. And New Orleans never had a winning season with it. He never played with good teams. And we don't know how good Archie Manning could have been in the NFL just because he was stuck down in New Orleans. I mean, the talent around you, the kid that just got hurt in Cleveland, had the real bad injury, the receiver, that dude's a stud.
Not Judy.
No, Judy. So you got this guy and Judy coming back next year for Shadir Sanders, because it looks like he's probably going to be the starting quarterback. Well, no,
Well, yeah,
because they got to figure out what they're going to do with Watson.
But I'm telling you, by them firing that dude that helped this guy back, he held Shador back. By them firing,
Oh, he made some bad coaching decisions. It wasn't just with Shadir. He's made some other coaching
yeah,
decisions.
man. Now either you're gonna trade one of these quarterbacks from Sanders to that other guy who
Gabriel?
they drafted. Yeah, Gable, because you still got Watson that's under contract.
Right.
And he's making millions.
And don't even know if he can play.
Well, he was looking good before he got hurt again.
Again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And then you find out, man, you know what? I hate when I watch sports that, racism creeps in.
Yeah.
This kid who was playing for the Panthers, I want to say wide receiver, white kid, bumped the referee, got kicked out the game. To hear the commentators try to explain this away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come on, he just kind of bumped him, and yeah, really, should he have been thrown out the game? I'm going, you don't get that level of vigorous defense from other folks who have bumped a referee and got kicked out the game.
Of course you don't.
So maybe I'm just sorry for that, but I could tell you, man, I'm just going to say it. You can put a white player out there, and you would have thought that this dude dropped 40, 15, and 10.
Some of the stats they come up
Yeah,
with.
they come like 12 points. Like, Giannis
was
had
game
40.
changer.
Why are we talking about AJ Green with 12 points?
Why go immediately at
I
your guy,
know,
man?
man. Come on, man. Like, man, you could have went after TJ, man.
He's a great inbounder.
Great inbounder.
He's a great looker.
One of the greatest pick setters in all. Now I know we didn't start keeping sack statistics till the 80s.
Yeah.
But some of these stats and everything now is because everything is driven by analytics and the numbers, and people are betting and they're playing your fantasy football, all these different numbers, man.
Algorithms.
But you be justified like, dude had 8 points. I'm not trying to. The game really didn't.
He hit the game-winning shot.
Well, that we're gonna talk about.
He made the difference.
If you're Steve Kerr and you hit the game winner, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. But and maybe it's me, and I need to work on it. But I'm just telling you, like, okay, what fabulous thing did he just? Boy, did you see how he told his teammate where to go?
He's a real leader. He's a leader.
Right. And then now I'm sitting up here doing, this dude gonna coach.
Jesus.
What's that?
He hit his knee. You see how he?
Yeah.
He hit his knee.
Yeah, that's why Jalen Hurts.
Boy, I would not want to be the Ravens kicker
Yeah.
this morning.
Well, by him being a rookie.
Hey, man, you missed.
And you always, and you're not supposed to do this in sports because it's a team sport.
Yeah.
We all contribute to it. But when you know that Keith had 2 key turnovers at the end of the game,
but
how come Keith didn't lose that game for us? And people come out, oh man, there was those 2 turnovers.
No, but
look, Nick Anderson, those 4 missed free throws.
Right.
I'm saying
in an even game,
when you
but
lose
they
by
would have
2.
never been in that position if they would have played better.
Right, but you're also playing against other pros.
Right. So listen, you got the game in your hands. You can be the hero,
or you can be the zero.
Or the zero. I like that.
Yeah, it's either the hero or the zero.
Real quick though, let's talk. Guy did an article yesterday on the GOAT. He's making the argument that he was trying to make why we shouldn't say that Tom Brady is the GOAT.
Okay.
So and I appreciate what he did. He went from Tom Brady, and before Tom Brady, it was. Did he mention Jim Brown?
That's the greatest.
Jim Brown, greatest football player.
Shouldn't that be done by positioning though?
No, they're just talking about impact of the game, and so they mentioned him, and then I'm trying to remember who it was before Jim Brown.
Dan Marino.
Barfstar?
No, this is before Jim Brown.
Did he say 5-star?
Bart.
I was just checking. 5-star.
But he made the argument that Jim Thorpe was the greatest of all time.
So he was a linebacker, wasn't he?
No, running back.
Running back.
Yeah.
Man.
But when because for a long time.
We gotta go.
You tell him? Did you tell him we gotta go?
No, I didn't tell him. I just figured that we just keep talking.
You treat me
It's
like
Monday.
He treat me like Meech. I know we gotta go.
Right. Hey, we gotta get up out of here.
Let me thank. Go ahead.
Let me thank.
That's my key
Let me thank
impersonation.
Nemo. Let me thank you. Do a virtual key. Let me thank Clark. Let me thank Jermaine. Callers, we thank you. The good Lord willing, creek don't rise. Hope to talk to everybody tomorrow. And as always, go from this place in peace.